Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, wherever and whenever you are joining us. Welcome to our latest edition of What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. The date is Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, at approximately 8:46 p.m. for those of you keeping track to our latest episode, wherever you're watching it. Before we get started, just a reminder to follow us on all of our social media. That's on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, and Threads at WCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio, and all that information can be found on our website, WCMEsports.com. Now, without further ado, I'm joined by the boys, Stephen Vesci.
What up?
The man, Stephen Comlow.
Good evening.
And I'm the coach, Nick Vesci. Let's get into our top catch for tonight's show. And this week we went with the World Baseball Classic.
Ever heard of it?
No. Well, that's what we're telling the people about, if they haven't heard of it.
What do you live under a rock?
That's Big Red Bear.
That's Big Red Bear.
So the World Baseball Classic started this past week. Again, if you haven't heard of it, it's at this point it's like the World Cup of baseball. If you want to, I think that's the best way I can put that. There are 20 teams divided up into 4 pools of 5, and it's a round robin to start the tournament. The top 2 teams at the end of each round robin from each pool advance to the quarters, which would be, 8 teams, right? So just to kind of recap where we are right now, there are several teams that have already booked their spot into the quarterfinals. The Dominican Republic and Venezuela have advanced out of Pool D, to no one's surprise. They both look very good. The Dominican Republic is just ridiculous.
Mashing it.
Yes, they're fantastic. Puerto Rico has advanced from Pool A. And now at least when I initially looked at the rosters from Puerto Rico, they seemed down compared to what they have been in the past. But they're still, obviously, Yadi Molina's their manager for this tournament. They're still, going to be well coached, fundamentally sound. There's going to be guys that you don't know that are great players, and that's kind of what's shown up here, as they've already advanced out of pool. I think they have, in the history of the WBC, one of, if not the best, pool play winning percentage. I think they've only lost 2 or 3 games ever in pool play.
That's pretty cool.
In this tournament, yeah. So, again, they're one of those teams, it doesn't matter who's on the team, they're going to compete well and show up. And then out of Pool C, you have Japan, and Korea. Advanced. Korea won, I think, a 3-way tiebreaker.
Yes, with
between
Taipei, China, Taipei, and
Australia.
Yes, Australia. We were Stevie and I were looking that up because we weren't sure what the ruling was for 3-way ties. And let me tell you, they do not word this. They do not word this.
It's run differential.
No, essentially, they talk about the quotient of runs scored against teams tied divided by. It's a lot. Let's simplify it a little bit. Let's not do long division and trigonometry to figure out who moves on in a baseball tournament.
The problem, though, is when it's a 3-way tie, you can't do a head-to-head thing. But that was the scenario where Korea was beating Australia, but Travis Bazana hit an RBI single to cut the score to 6-2. And Australia, again, in that game, they're losing 6-2, went nuts, celebrated like he just did a walk-off homer, because that cut, whatever that run quotient, whatever, that set it so that Australia would advance even if they lost that game. Well, Korea wound up scoring 1 run towards the end of the game to win 7-2, and that 1 run was the difference between Korea advancing and Australia advancing, which is wild. Now, if you noticed, I went through 3 pools there, A, C, and D. Did not bring up Pool B, because Pool B, where the United States is, no one is clinched in that. So you have Brazil and Great Britain. They've been eliminated. Brazil lost every game. Great Britain won 1 game. But the other 3 teams...
Which gives Great Britain an automatic invite to the next one.
Just to win 1 game?
Yes. All you had to do is win 1 game, you get automatically invited to the next WBC.
Not bad. I don't fully mind that, because it means that you're competitive enough that you deserve to be there, right? And I guess it takes away, an upset during qualifiers, and now you've got all these teams that show up and no one wins a game and is competitive. I guess that's probably what they're thinking. But the other 3 teams, Italy, Mexico, and the United States, Italy is 2-0. The United States is 3-0 after they beat Mexico last night. It means Mexico's 2-1. So you have those 3 teams and Italy plays the United States tonight, and then Italy will play Mexico tomorrow. So those two games will pretty much decide who goes through, and we could wind up with the three-way tiebreaker. That's why the U.S. hasn't clinched, even though they sit there at 3-0, because they could, in theory, lose to Italy tonight, and then Italy loses to Mexico tomorrow, which puts all three teams at 3-1, and then you have to, and then the worst part of that is all three teams are 3-1, and all three teams have beat each other because the U.S. beat Mexico.
Yep.
Italy would have beaten the U.S. Mexico would have beaten Italy. Right? You get that thing. So you'd probably come down to some bizarre tiebreaker, which would be the worst case scenario for the United States because you're now not in control of your destiny. Now I have to assume that tiebreaker would not be in Italy's favor. It would be in Mexico and the United States' favor because of the margin of victory they both had over Brazil and in Great Britain compared to the margin of victory.
They wouldn't consider Brazil. You only consider the matches between the tied teams.
Really?
Yes. So hold on, I'll read you. You want me to read you the verbiage?
Go ahead, read it.
Okay,
so those two games mean nothing, is what you're saying. The Brazil-Great Britain wins.
Correct. So in order of priority, obviously, if it's a head-to-head tie, the higher position goes to the team that has the head-to-head favor, right?
Yes.
But if it's if three or more teams are tied and one of those teams won its games against the other teams it is tied with, then it will be placed in the higher spot. Similarly, if one of those tied teams lost its games, okay, so that makes sense. Now, the second priority, this is where we start bringing in algebra. The tied teams shall be ranked in the standings according to the lowest quotient of fewest runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs recorded in the games in that round between the teams tied. That's
so big, but isn't that essentially earned run average? That's kind
of
what
tell me that's not a run-on sentence. I had to stop for air.
That's kind of like earned run average, right? You're figuring out, you're dividing basically the number of runs you gave up.
Now ask me if that complex equation. Ask me what happens if that complex equation doesn't solve the tie. I'm glad you asked.
Like everyone has the same quotient.
I'm glad you asked. The tied teams shall be ranked in the standings according to the lowest quotient of fewest earned runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs recorded in the games in that round between the teams tied.
Okay, so basically what it is
now ask me what happens if they're still tied.
God. Well, yeah, because in theory you could have because most of the runs you give up are earned. The first one actually would come down to an error
coin,
and the second one is your ERA. Yeah, so the first one's your basically the runs. Is the runs you allowed. Period. So that takes into account unearned and earned. The second tiebreaker is basically your ERA.
Dude, so
what's the third one?
Flip a goddamn
the
coin.
Next one, the tied teams shall be ranked in the standings according to the highest batting average in games in that round between the teams tied. And then hold on, if that's still not enough, cue up Stevie's soundbite from a second ago because the standings shall be determined by the drawing of lots.
God. Why don't you just do rock, paper, scissors?
That's what I'm saying. Let's fuck it. Start with drawing of lots. The rest of it's too confusing.
Yeah, just go to Texas high school football, man. Just go to a gas station somewhere.
Why don't we do like hand on the knob?
No, to be honest, you know what would be the most fair thing to do?
Thunderdome.
Yeah, swing off.
Mm-hmm.
Like
these colors don't run.
Game. Like they did in the All-Star game. You line up. That's like a swing off because that essentially you could do the three and you could do it in like 2 rounds where like
you just fixed the World Baseball Classic tie issue.
Like how awesome would that be if there's a 3-way tie between US, Mexico, and Italy and we get a swing off?
Rosarena, Aaron Judge,
Pasquatch,
and we go, let's go.
Yes.
That would be fucking sick.
Yes. That would be way better than your algebraic equations. And
I would stay up so late to watch that.
Yes. It would be really it would be the greatest thing.
Tell me you wouldn't call in sick to work the next day because you stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch that.
I don't call in sick to work. If I can walk, I'm gonna go play. When I stayed up till 3 a.m. after UVA basketball won their national championship,
you drink a beer for every home run in a home run derby.
I went to work.
Looks like we're drinking a beer.
No sipping here. We're chugging, folks.
But yeah, no, I don't call in sick to work unless I can't move.
Yeah, but so that's how we decide tie, a 3-way tie.
Yeah, we fixed it. Good job, Nick. You fixed it.
I did.
Yeah.
Let's clip this. Let's send this to the WBC.
Yeah. Pay us.
MLB. The Yankees.
The official podcast send it to settling Cuba tiebreakers.
Just for Cuba's sake, because they might not be listening. But yes, swing off. That's how we just do a 3-way tie. Because you're right. Kind of the other stuff is all like, I get they're trying to make it meritorious, right? About like this would show the better team because they didn't give up as many runs and they scored more, right? That it takes kind of that into account. But at the same time, it's like that brings up the crapshooty level. Just make it so you earn it, period, that no one could dispute it. If you did a swing off, there's no disputing that.
Could you imagine?
Came down to some weird.
So imagine for a second that it does come down to a 3-way tie in the U.S.'s pool, and you go to bed, you knock out whatever because the game is late, and you wake up the next morning to find U.S. was eliminated from the knockout stages because they did not have the lowest quotient of fewest runs allowed divided by, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? Like, ESPN wouldn't cover it. They don't want to explain that shit to everyone.
They're not going to cover it anyway because they don't have the games on.
But I'm saying, like
it's
this
a sport that doesn't align to their values.
I mean, it's already hard enough to find like good baseball stories in mainstream, like readily accessible media. This would make it impossible. You would be Googling and Googling and Googling, trying to figure out what the fuck, why? Can someone explain to me why the U.S. is not moving on? Why is the most stacked roster not moving on in the World Baseball Classic? And like, it's just, oh, okay, yep, all right, it's over, next.
Well, I mean, the good news is that the United States controls their destiny. If they win tonight against Italy, there are no questions. Because essentially, if they win tonight against Italy, the game tomorrow, Italy-Mexico, is a straight elimination game. Whoever wins moves on. Right? So that's the most straightforward. That's probably the most likely scenario as well that'll happen. But we don't want to sell the Paisans short.
No, because that team is really good. They're all major leaguers.
Yeah.
And they're all good major leaguers.
Very good.
And who's pitching? Who's pitching for the U.S. tonight? Can't be Scooble, can't be Skeens.
And it's not Webb.
It's a young guy.
Nolan McLean.
Is
that who it is?
Yeah.
Nolan McLean.
I think so. I believe so.
Who's got some nasty stuff, but you are handing the ball to a young guy, fairly unproven, in a situation where, like Smoltz brought this up last night. I thought it was a very good point. When you're on a pitch count, which is what they are in the first round here, sometimes it plays with your head because you're not necessarily going out there pitching. You're saying, I only have X number of bullets I can use.
You're trying to manage and not pitch.
Yeah, yes. Whereas when you're not on a pitch count, you're just going, and then, whenever I'm done, I'm done. Right? So throwing a young kid in there could go one of two ways. It could be that, the ignorance of youth and that, right?
I want to announce my presence with authority.
Yeah, and he goes out there and just doesn't think and just nuke-alooshes it. Or it could be that he's not breathing out of his eyelids and he hits the bull and he struggles. And that, again, like you said, Kamala, that could bring in the doomsday scenario of the U.S. possibly not advancing. So it is a risk. Obviously, baseball is a risk at all time. Nothing's guaranteed in baseball. It's such a difficult, unpredictable sport. We've said this before in theory, right? You can win 1-0 and your pitcher throws a shutout and hits the one home run. Right? Like that has happened. I played in a game, where that happened. Connor Courtney, by the way, the great Connor Courtney.
Nice.
With his power changeup. Complete game shutout, hit a freaking 420-foot bomb into the neighborhood outside the left field stands at Broad Run. Then we won the game. We won it 1-0. And literally he won the whole game by himself. Right? So, and he's not the only one who's ever done that.
Nick.
What?
Said thanks for showing up, Nick.
Ladies and
caught
gentlemen,
the game.
DH.
I was the catcher for that game. I caught that game. But I did. It still sticks in my head. Runner on third base, less than 2 outs. Right, so I was looking for a pitch up to just put in play and hard, and it rode in on me, and I got jammed. I hit a little nubber to the pitcher. Literally the worst scenario. I could have bunted him better.
Can't happen.
Can't happen. No, I'm still not. I'm still whatever. How many years was this? Like almost 20 years later. I'm still upset about that I didn't get that run in because that would have helped everyone so much. But
high school is such a serious thing. These problems matter.
Thank you.
I got so many problems.
Yes.
Nothing that looking at it late can't fix.
But you are right.
Hey, that's what Bryce Harper is having some trouble moving runners over.
Don't get me started, dude.
Pissing me off.
Dude, every time, man. Dude, but
he had two scenarios where Witt was on second with no outs and he struck out, and then you had the third scenario where Witt was on second with 1 out, and what did he do? Grounded to the pitcher or something?
Yeah. Something like that.
I thought he struck out again.
I think he might have struck out again.
He played a horrible game. By the way, he doesn't belong at first base either.
No, I think he's very good at first base. As a first baseman,
that Turang error was on Harper.
Okay,
he stretched before he wasn't set. He stretched before the throw.
I get it, but in terms of a lot of other things that he does at first base, he receives the ball on the whole extremely well, and it's because of his catching background. Because he was a catcher till he got to pro ball, and they said, well, you're too good of a hitter. We don't want to take the bat out of your hand doing off days and stuff, so we're going to put you in the outfield. But that catching experience is why he's, I think, truly, again, you never played first base, really. I did, and I caught.
I know how to play first base.
Not that hard.
Elaine, you don't know the first thing about first base.
Tell him wash.
I feel like I've already been there. I plan on rounding second later tonight around 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Keith. But no, seriously, I think Bryce Harper plays a very good first base. Him and Vladdy Jr. truly are two of the better defensive first basemen in the league, and I truly believe that. And they don't get the credit because of the fact that they did not start as first baseman, so everyone is nitpicky on the.
Why they don't? No, they don't.
And it's also it's not their strength of their game, but everyone is nitpicky whenever they make a mistake. But if you look on the whole first baseman in the league, there are not a lot of actual first basemen. If you notice, they try to throw guys in there saying anyone can do it, and they can't. But Harper and Vladdy,
incredibly difficult.
Harper and Vladdy are very, very good defensively.
My issue was the mistake he made was a fundamental issue that a first baseman that's been playing for a long time doesn't make it. I honestly, a first baseman that's been playing for 5 minutes shouldn't make it. It's not hard to not do that, especially for a top tier freak athlete like Harper. That's what bothers me about him making that play. And then the second baseman gets the error, and that bothers me too because I'm the second baseman or the shortstop making that throw.
Goddamn River. No. So
don't stretch.
You say a true first baseman, but my point is there are not very many true first basemen anymore because they treat that position like we'll just put all these athletes out there and we'll teach one to play first base. So you have a lot of guys.
That's Moneyball, baby.
Who have not played it before and who aren't getting the coaching.
Over.
Yeah.
My issue with Harper wasn't his first base, his acumen at defensively. I had no issue with that last game. Could you make the argument that the error should have gone to him instead of Bryce Turang? Absolutely. Whatever. Who gives a shit? I care that once again our stats are starting to skew just like they did against Japan. We're 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
1 for fucking 12. That's bad on a team like this.
It starts with moving runners over. That's the issue I had with him. You're spot on there, Kamala. The runners in scoring position have been terrible for us.
Mm-hmm. Like,
and it's been like that the whole tournament.
Like that game last night against Mexico. That was the fucking Bobby Witt show. Yes, you had 2 really, really good home runs that obviously propelled us to victory early on. But outside of those, it was the Bobby Witt Jr. show. That dude was doing everything. He was a defensive wall there at shortstop. It was fucking awesome to watch.
always has been, but people don't know.
But to see him hitting perfect shots into the gap in the outfield and then stealing a bag late in the game to get into scoring position.
He also stole that double too. That was a hustle double.
Yeah, and like obviously, like not to take anything away from Aaron Judge because he had some good plays as well, but I mean Bobby Witt stole the show, and to see him just left on the bag time after time after time when that's supposed to be the most threatening part of the lineup. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, so a couple things there. One, Bobby Witt, a lot of, like you said, it felt like we're now announcing his presence with authority because of the fact he plays on KC. The Royals haven't been that great, really, ever. Right? They've had a couple moments in franchise history, but they're still not looked upon as like a true contender yet. I do think that they are. But it's kind of people finally seeing it. But what we saw last night, that's typical Bobby Witt.
And
he does that all the time. Like our boy Wade Boggs literally said that's his favorite player playing right now because of all of those things that you just described, those little things that were actually massive and that oftentimes don't fully show up. But then you do have the massive thing, those two plays in the hole at shortstop. There aren't very many people who ever make those.
No.
Those are two of the better plays you'll ever see.
The throw from that is the hardest part.
Yes.
Actually fielding the ball, like, it looks more difficult than it is to make the diving play.
Most people would be content to hold him to a single.
Yeah, it's the throw that he made or on both of those plays are so incredibly difficult, and you have to be so perfect, and the bounce is on purpose. Like that throw from his knees it was a thing of beauty. That is like teach tape of how to play shortstop.
I mean, they were to like, again, like typical Bobby Witt Jr. They were telling a story where I guess when Gunnar got the call to be invited to be on the team, they told him very straight. I guess the coach told him very straight up, "We want you to be on the team, but Bobby Witt's our shortstop, and I want to be very clear about that." And I guess Gunnar's response was, "Okay, well, I'm gonna force your hand. At some point, you're gonna have to make a decision about me or him."
Which is the right response.
Yeah, which is the right response. He welcomes
the day, he was never going to beat up Bobby Witt.
He welcomes the competition.
Times the player Gunnar Henderson is.
But look at, I mean, but like that level of competition, amongst teammates, I thought was really fucking cool because look at Gunnar's first start, 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and an extra base hit. I mean, that's a great start. That's a great start. But yeah, I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. just played phenomenally, and I thought something else from that game.
He always does.
Something else from that game that I really, really enjoyed, especially given the offensive performance that this individual had. Everyone was talking about it this morning was Arozarena going to like shake Cal Raleigh's hand, like when he got up to bat and Cal Raleigh snubbed him, and he just stayed there behind the plate, looked straight on, ignored him. And I guess that got under Arozarena's skin because later after the game, when reporters asked him about it, he said, "Fuck that guy." So we might have some serious drama in the Mariners clubhouse. Yeah, in the Seattle clubhouse as a result of this.
That is funny. You know for a fact Cal Raleigh knows that is going to get under his skin too.
Yeah.
Yes. You know that. That's why and you can say like, oh, it kind of feels like the Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol. Like I'm running through this.
It feels like Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol. Right? It feels like four nations, right? You got teammates squaring off against teammates.
It's gamesmanship by Raleigh for knowing who his teammate is. Going like, he's arguably Mexico's best player, right?
I also like it because Cal Raleigh didn't have a good game.
This is going to screw him up. This is going to screw him up if I don't shake his hand.
I also like it because Cal Raleigh didn't have a particularly good game either. So I like it that, like, you don't get to have fun. Yes, your team
zero fun.
Yes, your team won, but you looked like shit at the plate. Harper looked like shit at the plate. Get better. Lock in.
So we put up a 5 spot, and that was it.
So I will say that you guys have brought up about like the how a lot of the players looked at the plate in that game, and watching that game last night. I don't know what you thought, but it felt like I was watching a Yankees game again. That everyone's looking to Aaron Judge because he's so goddamn good, and it's almost like, and he's not getting the help.
So this was the very relatable feeling for you.
But yes, but the guys around him, the Harper, the Cal Raleigh,
Schwarber,
who hits Schwarber. Like the guys around Judge, I feel like are looking at Judge a little bit more, but the Terang, Witt, like those guys that are, you know, the speed guys, the grinders or whatever, I think they're still out to prove that they belong on this team.
No,
right?
they are. I understand what you're saying, but it
felt that core 3, 4, 5 guys are like
felt at times that it was like we'll just wait till Judge comes up and hits another home run and we'll be fine, right?
Like, but why are hits so hard to come by? Where
because it's
where is the offense?
It's hard to hit. But here the other thing I was going to
training, it's spring training, so you're
saying guys haven't found their rhythm yet.
Smoltz talks about it a lot, to where a lot of these guys, when you're typically going through spring training, you're not necessarily worried about getting hits or your average or whatever. You're working on, how do I improve going the other way? How do I improve getting lift? How do I improve doing this? Sometimes just seeing the ball and just seeing spin or whatever. You strike out, but you're like, okay, I saw this or whatever. How do I improve that? You can't do that in a tournament setting. So sometimes it clicks for guys where they have to ramp up real fast and go, okay, and everything sits there, and other guys like crumble.
Now, I will say, I actually think a lot of what you guys have been saying comes down to the way that we develop baseball players in the United States, right? We've said this about basketball. There's certain things that, like, we don't teach these certain things. What you guys are complaining about are things that we don't teach, right? We can't, and I know you'll throw something at me, but we can't expect Harper to go up there and move the runner over when he's never in his life
never done it.
Had to do it,
never done
right?
It. Correct.
And you bring up these, at bats and stuff, right? And one of the reasons it felt like a Yankees game to me is so many of the guys had that approach of, my first 2 hacks, I'm going for the downs, and then I'll be down 2 strikes, and I'll try to fight it off, and I'll take pitches close, and maybe I get rung up, but then I'm going to, still my swing's going to be too large, and I'm going to swing and miss, right? It felt like a lot of the things you're complaining about are a result of how we develop players in our country, because Team Japan wouldn't do that.
Correct.
That's part of what makes them so great, is no matter who it is, obviously except for Ohtani, right?
Yeah.
You want him to hit it. He's just going to hit a home run every time because he's that ridiculous. But really, no matter who it is, they're going to, Seiya Suzuki's going to try to get that runner over. Masataka Yoshida's going to pull a ball on the ground and get the runner over, right? They're taught that and they're practiced that, and no one's above the team type of thing, but it's part of it's part of like the culture of our country in general. Like, I'm bigger than you, and I'm not saying that these guys are being selfish, right? I'm not saying that they're going up there saying, I'm just going to try to hit a home run from me.
No, but
what I'm saying is that they've had this approach for so many years. You can't ask this guy to adjust it in that moment.
Since Harper joined the league, that his talent level and how great of an athlete he is, that there should never be a season where he's not 335 and 100. But he's never like that because of the way he swings and how violent he swings. Yeah. And there's always holes in it. So when he's hot, and he's the best hitter on the planet. And then when he's cold, his average ends up coming down to 265, 270, something around there. And he's won MVP. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But you look at him and go, God, couldn't there be more if you just controlled that swing a little bit and controlled the zone? Instead, it's always, I got to hit 500-foot homer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, you're right. It's ingrained into him his whole life.
Our on-base percentage was off the charts. He
was crowned, the prodigy in coming out of Vegas because he hit a 550-foot home run as a sophomore in high school or whatever in Arizona's stadium or something.
Was it Tropicana Field? Is that where it was?
It might have been.
He literally hit it through the wall almost.
Hit the goddamn ball. Yeah. No, he gets.
But yes, no, I get everything you're saying, and I do think that to me was why it felt like watching a Yankees game, because it felt like watching too many people go up with the same approach and not doing little things to kind of progress it. And you'll get a hit from Bobby Witt and he'll steal the base, and like you said, strike out, unproductive out. Then you're relying on Judge. Well, if Judge gets walked, and then it was strikeout. It's like that watching the fucking Yankees. That's literally what happens every time. with the Yankees is finally someone does something, they get hit and do something, then it's strikeout, and then we'll just walk Judge, and then there'll be another strikeout, and
what bothers me too.
We'll wait till Judge comes up with the bases empty so he can hit a solo home run and we can win 1-0 or something. Right?
What bothers me too about that happening is that I love the way D-Row set his lineups and the way he constructed this roster, because he, like Smoltz talked about, he wanted right left the entire way, right? Which he did, which that's something you would do, right? And he constructed it with a lot of guys who were grinders at the plate, right? They have such great eyes. They have such tough at bats,
like
every
Bregman
time.
and
Bregman,
Terang, Ernie Clement,
all of it. Yeah, exactly.
And
all of those guys.
Yes,
Buxton, every single one of these guys, except for PCA because he swings at the first pitch every time. But for the most part, all these guys know the strike zone extremely well. They all have extremely tough at bats. So you're gonna wear on pitchers like that, but leaving the guys on base is the issue.
Yeah. That's the issue for the Yankees every time too.
Have you guys watched any of the other games? Do you guys have a favorite game that you've watched so far?
Well, so I was going to bring up the walk-off homers. I didn't realize this, but up until a couple days ago, there had never been a walk-off home run in the history of the World Baseball Classic. In the 20 years they've done it.
That's
never until Ozzy Albies for the Netherlands hit a 3-run walk-off homer over
that was my favorite
Nicaragua.
Game just because of how that game ended. That was fucking nuts.
It's nuts.
My God. And if you haven't watched it, John Boy did a very, very good video covering that, because one of their guys, Joe's McFly, was at the game and was recording it. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, if you want to get a good recap on Nicaragua versus Netherlands, watch the John Boy video. But yeah, that game was fucking nuts.
Sound clip queued up for the Dutch.
I do.
While you're getting it, my man Didi Gregorius went deep.
Yeah, Didi looked good. Xander looked good.
They should have never got rid of Didi.
Who was that?
Still love him.
That other guy, Rafaela.
Dan Rafaela.
Yeah, Rafaela. Here we go.
There are only two things I can't stand in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
And the Dutch. Michael Caine.
Yes. So that was the first walk-off homer, and then a few hours later, Puerto Rico hit a walk-off home run over, was it Panama?
Yes, it was Panama.
Panama! Yes, thank you, Van Halen. But Panama has actually played really tough for a team that you look at there's not a lot here.
They've been a tough out.
Yes. But the kid who hit the home run, Ernaiz, I believe.
That was in extras too, right? That went to the 10th inning, I believe.
What was awesome. That was incredible too, because that game's in Puerto Rico as well. It's in San Juan. But that kid's a stud, by the way. This is a kid who's starting shortstop, batting 5th for Puerto Rico. I'd never heard of this kid before. Hernaiz. Ernaiz.
Darrell Ernaiz. Hernaiz.
I just spelled it, yes. But stud. But look out for this kid. If you are that good, that again, an island of Puerto Rico who has produced right a Javi Baez, Lindor, right,
really good players.
Yes, and you're the starting shortstop on this team. You're batting 5th, and you hit a walk-off homer. You're a freaking stud. So watch out for that kid. That was very eye-opening for that. And the other game I liked that I watched because it was late Saturday night. Technically, it was Sunday. Was Chinese Taipei, which Chinese Taipei is Taiwan, by the way, if you didn't realize that. But their extra innings win over Korea was incredible. It was literally Taiwan's players were sobbing because of how emotional it was that they were able to get that win and do that and give themselves a chance to advance to the next round. Now, obviously, you went over with the quotients, they didn't meet the requirements for it, but it was amazing. Literally watching that game, I remember saying, this team wants it more. They truly willed themselves to victory over a better team, and that was I think why they were so emotional was because they felt that too. and that was really cool to watch and see. But do you know why they're referred to as Chinese Taipei?
No, I don't know.
So it's Taiwan, the island of Taiwan, right? Back during the Communist Revolution, like essentially their kind of civil war they had, the Communist Party won and the Nationalist Party lost. Well, the Nationalist Party fled mainland China and established a foothold in Taiwan and declared themselves the real China, which obviously mainland China, with their billions of people, was pissed off about. And there were some countries in the world that recognized Taiwan as the real China. Well, as a way to appease mainland communist China so they wouldn't like go in and invade them and start a riot, they have a rule in every international sporting competition that Taiwan cannot compete as Taiwan. They must compete under the name Chinese Taipei because it shows ownership, whatever, of China over them. And it must be called Chinese Taipei, and they cannot fly their flag. So if you look at the flag, it's some weird like Olympic rings looking flag, and they cannot use like their colors really or whatever, right? So that, if you were wondering like what is Chinese Taipei, I don't understand this. That's what it is. It's Taiwan, but we have to call it that during sporting competitions because China will lose their shit, basically. Which is, I when I learned that, I was like, that is
push that button. See if all their
unreal.
Buff.
I was like, that's crazy. That
all
I learned.
Bluff.
Like,
call yourself just China. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Aren't you just a little curious?
A little. And I.
Are you like me, folks?
There's a hole in the ocean that used to be Taiwan.
Are you like me, folks? Are you a little curious about what would happen in this economy?
The last thing I wanted to bring up was Czechia, or the Czech Republic. And I boy, you might have seen.
I was watching
the electrician
versus Japan. Yes, the game versus Japan. Was that this morning?
Yeah,
at 6 a.m. start or whatever.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Eastern this morning. Yeah, that guy just like he named all his pitches. It was, I forget what it was, like the hammer or something was his fastball or what it and it goes like maxes out at 78 miles an hour.
Yeah. But he threw, so Andre Sartoria, I believe.
I don't practice Sartoria.
He's called, his nickname is the Electrician because he's an actual electrician in the Czech Republic. Like, that's his real job, is he's an electrician.
He probably makes the most money out of all of them.
Yes.
If he's an actual electrician.
Yes. But this was his last game ever pitching for the Czech Republic.
Man.
Last World Baseball Classic, he made waves. And like as a minor celebrity in Japan, because he struck out Ohtani. And like the boy said, tops out at 80 throwing the ball. But in this game against Japan, he threw 4 2/3 shutout innings. I don't believe he walked anyone, and he struck out 3 against Japan. 4 2/3. He was an out away. I think they pulled him to give him an ovation during the middle of the inning, right? Instead of letting him try to get that out. And I think he was close to the pitch count anyway, but he legitimately almost qualified for a win against freaking Japan. Like, to me, that's like one of those, like, it's like when you watch the E-Bug, emergency backup goalie, come in and not allow a goal in the NHL, and it's just a schmuck who's like an accountant for, Price Waterhouse Coopers, and this guy just goes in there and stops every shot. Like, that's what watching that felt like, is like, this guy's job is electrician. He's just playing this for fun. He's just out here and shut down. Now, I'm sure Japan wasn't playing all of their biggest guns, but it does not matter. He's pitching against all these people who are their job is just to play baseball, and they get paid a lot of money to do it. He's out there mowing down these guys, and he's a freaking electrician. He's just a schmuck off the street like any of us. Like, that was so cool.
How can you?
Because it makes him like it makes him a superhero. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. By the way, Kyle Teal, which I believe is that a UVA player, he just went deep for Team Italy to put them up 1-0 USA.
Kyle Teal's a stud. By the way,
is he the catcher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, stud.
What I do love about the World Baseball Classic is that you're seeing guys get a chance like him. Like, some of these other guys get a chance where you go, whoa, these guys are really good. Like, these are going to be mainstays in the show. like this year, like start buying stock in some of these guys. They're really, really good.
Yeah, well, you're right. Like
Roman Anthony.
Yes, well, you get those guys. Yeah, you get a Kyle Teal and a Roman Anthony, but you also get like Jose Contreras' son, 17 years old, going out there,
gets the double play on Judge,
throwing 97 gas.
Yeah, you can tell.
Andy Ramirez's boy, Lucas, going deep twice. And what's cool is there were a lot of similarities in his swing. Now it's not the same as Manny's, but they were like his setup. I was like, oh my God, I'm watching deja vu. And then the fact that his swing is all hands, just like his dad, I was like, oh my God, like this is nuts. Now, again, a little different than what his father was, but man, Manny was one of the best hitters of all time, just pure and simple, being able to do everything. But like that was cool. And another guy I do want to bring up on Team Great Britain, I believe Niger Victor, I think was his name.
Chisholm Jr.
Well, no, we all know him.
Actually, but sorry, go ahead, Nick.
The pitcher, I believe, is Niger Victor. That guy's stuff was as electric as anyone I've seen pitch in this tournament, regardless of who they are. Maybe with the exception of Skeens. He induced swing and miss strikeouts on like Harper and your boy Gunnar Henderson, and was it Judge that he struck out? Or was there someone else that was like big time that this dude just struck out the side on? And it was like the ball popping out of his hand, like the things you look for, the popping out of his hands, the late movement, the location too. Right, when you're getting these guys to swing and miss, that means you are around the strike zone, because as we've established before with the at bats that they put together, they're not swinging at crap, right? The U.S. team.
Yeah.
So he was like, he was taking these guys down, like truly pitching to take these guys out and doing it with incredible stuff. So yeah, Niger Victor, I was like, okay, this is a guy. They're like, when you watch some of those guys and you're like, this is a major leaguer. That guy's a major leaguer someday.
That ball can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery. It just got tattooed.
Yep.
Who hit
Sam
that?
Matsanachi.
Sam
Wow. Bomb.
I got two more things for World Baseball. One, so you know how like it's become popular in recent years to have like dugout home run celebrations, right? The Orioles had the Homer hose and the Mariners had the Trident of Poseidon and all that fun stuff. Great Britain putting on the outfit of the Royal Guard.
Hilarious.
Top fucking tier. Oh my God. They had the jacket, the tall furry hat. Holy shit, that was incredible. That was so fun to watch. That's one of the things that you really look for when you're watching a game like against like one team or two teams that might get eliminated. Like that's the kind of shit you look for, right? Just some sort of entertainment because you're watching it for the love of the game. And that was fun to watch. The second hot take might be a hot take. Italy, low-key, I think, has the cleanest jersey in the tournament.
I was actually going to say Mexico's.
I don't like the font.
I
don't like the font.
I like the font on Mexico's.
I don't like the font.
I do too. I like the green. I like
the
Mexico's.
color scheme is the color scheme is great.
Mexico's.
The color scheme is great, but I do think
which Italy one? The blue?
Yeah, the blue one with the white cursive going across the chest, and their hat I also think is short, sweet, to the point, and you know exactly what it is when you see it. I think their jersey might be the cleanest. The worst jersey I think was Great Britain, because if you unbutton it, it says "Eat Tane" on one side of it. HAP on one cheek, shirt up. HA on one cheek, shirt up. PPY right there on the other. Eat Tane.
Yeah, they have a bad jersey.
Yeah, bad jersey. But Italy, I think Italy's might be
I've always
liked
the Dutch jersey. I've always liked the Dutch jersey.
I like their hat. I like the hat with the crown on the
hat. Is exceptional.
That gets me excited. Yeah, the black hat with the orange crown. Come on.
I think it's,
by the way,
navy, actually.
Or is it
black? I don't know. What one of their
resolution on my
jersey
TV might just be shit.
But they have done in the past where it's black and orange. I want to say now though it's like dark navy and orange. But regardless, you're right. That might be the best hat. That's a stellar hat.
I would get that hat.
So Team Italy also has a Lavazza espresso machine in their dugout.
But this shouldn't, don't they, isn't this something that gets talked about every time World Baseball Classic rolls around? Isn't that a thing that they do every year, and every time the tournament comes around, every time people are like, whoa, they're drinking espresso right there? And if I hear one more mainstream media person call it espresso, I will poop from my butt.
Yeah, you remember, I know you know, Andy Hawk, the
Yes.
great Andy Hawk,
Yeah.
journalism teacher.
We had that book of common journalism errors.
That was like number one on his list of
people. Oh my gosh,
was people saying espresso,
people saying espresso, etc. Yeah, all intents and purposes, all intensive purposes.
Intense. But espresso, I feel like for him was like up there for people.
That was
like,
nails on a chalkboard for the Hawk.
Yes. No, I agree with you. I love
shout out Trainwreck endings.
Plesac, but Plesac said it like a dozen times, and I had the same reaction as you, come. I'm like, someone get in his ear and tell him.
Yeah. Cut to commercial right goddamn now.
Just tell him as much
someone
as I love
this clown. He doesn't have to hit it from here.
This is 11 dropping 12.
Yes.
Dropping 12, hitting 13.
No, Kamala, I 100% agree with you. I had the same reaction of, what are we doing here? It's espresso. This is not hard. Come on now.
Yeah. What are we teaching the kids?
Yeah.
What are we teaching the kids? Come on.
Nothing. The kids haven't been taught anything for a decade, let's be honest.
By the way, Nick, do you know who's pitching for Team Italy tonight?
Is it Aaron Nola? Michael Lorenzen?
No, it is Michael Lorenzen.
Yes.
This dude is
yes.
This dude Jim tanned and laundried right before the game.
He's like notorious for like just being an absolute monster.
Well,
he was doing a little Shohei stuff before Shohei. Obviously not at that level.
You're right. He was pitch hitting at times for the.
He was
this
pitching,
Italian team might be the most muscly team ever.
That's true.
This is a team of biceps and chest muscles.
I mean, I feel like
that's on Antonacci that just hit that home run is yoked.
Yeah, they all look like Barry Bonds.
Well, because they're all Italian Americans, not Italians.
Oh, so they're from down the shore.
Jack Caglione.
They're from Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant, Belmar, Avon. Beat up the beat.
Thank you.
We're going to Staten Island. It's an actual island.
Yes. Anything else before we move on to our 3 strikes for the people?
No. I mean, I could do a whole episode of World Baseball Classic, man. This is so much fun. What a way to start the season. But yeah, I'm not queued up, but this is like muscle memory for me now. Here we go. That's one.
Boy, what you got?
So I have, coming from the world of college basketball, the West Virginia University women's basketball team just won the Big 12, and obviously that's an automatic berth to the tournament. They were going to be in the tournament anyway, but what that did do was move them from the 5 seed to a 4 seed in projected brackets. Somehow someone's going to find a way to screw over West Virginia. No idea how, but this team is really, really good. Remember, they beat Duke with 5 players after half the team got ejected.
True.
In the Greenbrier Classic. So that was a massive win because Duke won the ACC championship, and they're sitting at like a 2 seed, I think. So West Virginia is now projected to host, because in women's basketball, the top 16 teams in the tournament get to host the regional.
Oh, that's huge.
Which is a massive deal, because in women's basketball, having that home court advantage is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different from men's basketball.
Yes.
We've talked about this before when we talked about Mark Kellogg and his winning percentage of like, you have to break into the big boys club, right? Like, it's a very haves and have-nots, and they kind of call things a little differently. The media covers you a little differently. They give you preferential rankings. They do all these little things that like keep these guys over here and you over here, and you have to break through it. And it's really, really difficult to do until you do something like this. And for how great Mark Kellogg has been, he has not gotten past the second round because he's playing on the road. Now, we remember the Iowa game against Caitlin Clark 2 years ago, where they got shafted by the refs in that game. They were the better team, I thought, and should have won. But that was, you got to save Caitlin Clark's season. So West Virginia getting a massive win moves them into the projection to host. That is such a big deal. I'm so happy for them. I think it's going to be awesome to see just a bunch of drunk college kids in Morgantown for a women's basketball game. How great is that?
That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a fun watch.
So Mark Kellogg, what an incredible job. Jordan Harrison did win MVP of the tournament, the Big 12 tournament. She's incredibly good. That was like the passing of the torch between J.J. Quinterly to Jordan Harrison. They're similar style players. He played the system they play is a very like press Virginia style. They call them stress Virginia because they stress you out. It's a lot of like playing a lot of people, pressing, forcing you to make mistakes, turnovers, scoring off turnovers. It's a fun team to watch. If you're just like looking, if you're flipping through and you're seeing all these different tournaments and you're flipping through the women's teams, you're like, who do I watch? Well, West Virginia is the team to watch.
Hell yeah.
Now, we would be remiss if we did not mention the Siena University, because now Siena University, not Siena College, men's basketball team that is playing right now for a berth in the men's NCAA tournament. They're playing Merrimack College, the Fighting Charlie Days, in the MAAC final.
Yeah.
MAAC final under head coach Jerry McNamara, who I said before will not be there for long because he will get hired as yes, especially for the job he's done.
If Siena holds on to win this game, right now they're up 11 in the first half with 3:41 left in the first half. If you're keeping tabs, 9:40 p.m. Eastern time.
Thank you.
But if they hold on to win this game and get to the tournament, he's gonna get hired. Probably Syracuse, I would have to think.
Yes, I would think so as well.
So
I thought we'd be.
Why would we be remiss to not bring up Siena? What's so important about Siena?
Well, because the fact that our viewership skews heavily to the Siena
Love you, Dad.
demographic.
The St. Bernard is there.
It's great to see Frank's dad out here.
Site.
Wait, they have the St. Bernard in the building?
The St. Bernard is on site.
Let's go.
It's in the building.
Yeah, electric.
Yeah.
What is Merrimack's
good-looking
mascot?
What's
Merrimack's mascot?
That sounds fun. Warriors.
Strike 2, hit the button.
Strike 2.
Woo!
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to sneak this in there. Virginia Tech just lost to Wake Forest, so they're out.
Yeah, they're done.
That's
a shame.
That's a shame. Out.
Yeah. What did Jordan say? Go home, motherfuckers. Okay, so for strike 2, let's take it to the world of golf because we did have something that I pointed out as something to look forward to. In the Arnold Palmer Invitational, right? This is one of the, this is the last, I think, big tournament leading up to the Players, the second to last tournament leading up to the Masters, and it's where we're going to start to see a lot of players trying to get their game online, trying to see where they're at in terms of playability leading up to the first major and the unofficial major of the PGA Tour. And man, was Sunday just another great championship Sunday. And I want to talk, of course, about our champion who donned the red cardigan at the end of the day, Akshay Bhatia. Akshay, starting out Sunday, you would have thought as just another day for Akshay, right? Certainly just another front nine for Akshay. Akshay finished the front nine with 3 bogeys and 1 birdie. So he was +2, sitting about, I want to say that put him 4 shots back of leader Daniel Berger, and it wasn't really looking good. But holy shit, did this kid turn it on. I mean, one of Palmer's famous quotes, you must play boldly to win. Well, Akshay went out and did the damn thing because he went, I'm going to take you through his back nine and stay with me. Birdie, 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 par, bogey, eagle, par, par, to finish with a 69 on the day, -3 to par for the 4th round, forcing him into a playoff with Mr. Daniel Berger. And holy hell, it came out of nowhere. It just felt like the camera just had to keep cutting to Akshay because he just kept finding the cup. and he ended up parring the 18th hole while Daniel Berger bogeyed the 18th hole in their playoff for Akshay to win. For the Arnold Palmer, it's one of the tournaments where you do it's sudden death, right? You win the hole, you win the tournament type thing. Not like some places will do like a 3-hole like a cumulative whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so shout out to Akshay because just lighten it up in the TGL with the Jupiter Links boys with Tiger Woods, winning the Arnold Palmer at such a crucial time. I mean, much like with any sport, getting hot at the right time matters. We talk about it when it comes to playoff basketball. We talk about it when it comes to playoff hockey. We talk about it when it comes to baseball, right? You're going to have your highs and your lows, your hot streaks and your slumps. Akshay has looked very, very good this year. Just to kind of take you through where he's been this year. So he started off missing 2 cuts in the American Express and the Farmers Insurance. Looked very well. He was T3 at the Waste Management, T6 at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, 16 at the Genesis, and now winning his first win on the season at the Arnie Palmy. Winning, by the way, $4 million. This was a massive.
Ooh,
massive purse. I think this was the largest.
Money, please.
Yeah. I think this was his. I think this was his 3rd win on tour. Certainly, I think it has to be his biggest win in terms of purse size, because I think the purse for this tournament was about 20 million or something ridiculous like that. And he walks away with a nice piece there. So
now, Kamala, remind the people, especially our Sienna viewership, what handedness is Akshay Bhatia?
Akshay Bhatia, he's a lefty, and he's been making do with one of the controversial broomstick putters that you cannot anchor to your body. So he does the little thumb trick. He came under a lot of scrutiny because everyone was saying, "Oh, he's anchoring it. He's anchoring it." It's one of those things where people love to tear you down when you're on top. No one gave a shit last season, the season before that, or when he was cut from the Farmers Insurance. But like you see a guy like this win a major tournament, not a major obviously in golf standards, but like a very big tournament, right? Something that will be on headlines. Nice. Akshay Bhatia winning $4 million. We're drinking a beer.
And we're drinking a beer.
But yeah, that was really, really cool. Really cool to see. I've really enjoyed watching Akshay come up. So to see him seeing him peak and realize his full potential in the Arnie, especially on the back nine like that, holy shit! Keep going, kid. Right, the sky's the limit.
Because you brought up being bold. That is kind of how he plays. Little tin cup in him is he's going to go for it because he has the skill to.
Yes, he does.
He's got that wiry frame. Like he can hit the shot, so it's almost like a crime if he doesn't try to do it at times. And you're right; it's good to see him put it all together, come out with a win.
And that's kind of the nice thing too. Is like I think you see a lot of people play like that early on in their golf careers, but then you start to see like the scar tissue build up. And I think a lot of people would accuse Jordan Spieth of paying attention to his scar tissue, right? Someone who just kind of stops believing in their magic, right? So to see Akshay go out,
the knob block yips, that's what he has.
Well, he's had him for a while.
It's from whatever. There's a whole 12 at Augusta when he put those balls in the water when he was going to run away and win back-to-back Masters. The knob block.
Yeah.
Got to move him to freaking left field for the Royals. Like that's.
But to see Akshay, believe in that magic and believe in his ability, and to play the way he knows how to play and is comfortable playing, that's awesome. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So shout out Akshay, shout out Arnold Palmer Invitational, and hey, all eyes on Sawgrass coming up, baby. All eyes on Sawgrass.
Oh, I got a Chuck knob block. Oh, that's pre-yips.
All right, Nick, go ahead, ring him up. Ha!
All right. So I'm going to go with a little hockey here. The Sabres Lightning game. Buffalo Sabres versus Tampa Bay Lightning.
The very relevant Buffalo Sabres.
Yes, which is part of the biggest reason why this game was so big. Obviously, the game itself was nuts. But yes, I believe the Sabres have the longest playoff drought in the NHL, one of the longest in all the four North American big professional sports. Excuse me. But yes, they are relevant behind guys like gold medalist Tage Thompson from the U.S. team. Alex Tuck is another American who, Kamala, I would have loved to have him on the team.
Sure.
Obviously, you can't change that now. And if he were on the team, maybe, we had the right combination to win. But, guys like that who are young, coming into their own, big, physical, skilled guys. And, it is kind of, a lot of ways, it's been sad for the Sabres that the lack of success for a city, right, who their only other team is Buffalo Bills, who, just damn, like that sums up their fandom, right? So
wide right.
Yeah, yes, that feeling sums up being a Buffalo sports fan. So to see the Sabres relevant is great. But this game against the Lightning, it felt like this is like almost, I don't say turning point, but like it announce our presence with authority type of thing. So that game began with a bunch of fighting majors. And I think this had kind of boiled over from a previous meeting. And what a lot of people don't know is the Lightning, who coached by, John Cooper, who, despite what he said after the US beat Canada, is one of our favorites, and who I still believe is the best hockey coach in the world at this time. But his teams are always physical, tough, rough, and that's part of the reason why they always win in the playoffs. But I believe they lead, or they're number 2 in the league in penalty minutes, right? So they always toe that line and have guys that do that. Well, it kind of boiled over into all of these fighting majors real early in the game, and it was kind of expected it was going to happen. It took one little late kind of shot, I believe on Tage Thompson, actually, that sparked a lot of this. And that was like the small fight before the main card, right? The lead up fight, because this game ended. This is a hockey game, an ice hockey game. This game ended 8-7, 15 goals.
Let's go.
Right. It featured multiple multi-goal comebacks. I believe by each team had multiple multi-goal comebacks. Like there were times it was like, oh, it's 4-1 Sabres, and then all of a sudden it's 4-3 Lightning, and then it's 5-3 Sabres, and then it's 6-5 Lightning, and then it's 7-6 Sabres, then it's 7-7 Lightning, and it was just insane. Like that type of stuff doesn't happen in hockey. It's kind of like those soccer games where it's 5-4. Like that's the equivalent of what that game is. Like you don't see that, and especially a game where it's back and forth, right? The Sabres seem to be in control, and they lost control completely. And then you have them storm back to take it. Like I said, that's why it felt like one of those things where it's like the Sabres announced that we are here. We can compete with anyone under any circumstances. And if we can get to the playoffs and end this drought, we have a chance to make some noise.
Oh, yeah.
With some of the guys that they have. Rasmus Dahlin, I believe, the captain for Buffalo. Right. They've got some good pieces, and they're young.
Dude, and
they're skilled. These guys are all high draft picks.
They were buyers at the deadline. When was the last time you could say that about the Sabres? They were buyers. They went out and bolstered their defense and got some physical grinders to add to their roster. Like, they're sitting, I think, second in the East right now. I think the Lightning are first, and then I think Buffalo's right there nipping at their heels.
Is that the Atlantic?
Yes.
Because the number 2 in the East technically is Carolina. Right? Because they're number 1 in the Metro.
Yes.
But you're right, yeah.
Actually, Buffalo has 2 games over Tampa Bay. They've played 65. Tampa's played 63. Buffalo's sitting at a cool 86 points, currently tied with Carolina, 86 points. They're on an 8-game heater. Oh my God.
Well, you know what was arguably the best part of that game You know what jerseys they were wearing?
That's exactly what I was
The
going to
big
say.
Buffalo
Just
jerseys.
about to say
The
that.
black
The
and
Dominic
silver
Black
Buffalo.
and red, Dominic
Yes.
Hasek. I was going to say they need to go back to those.
Absolutely.
shades.
They've been wearing them a lot this year.
They have. But it's one of those things where it's like a weird obviously correlation is not always prove causation, but it's a weird correlation between like the success of their franchise and winning. They're wearing those jerseys. They're one of those franchises too that really have not done anything, and most of their history is the blue and yellow or blue and gold, which is those jerseys are nice, right? With obviously not the toupee ones
They're
that they had.
boring.
Yes, they're nice, but they're boring. But those Dominic Hasek Buffalo Sabres jerseys are elite in every way, shape, and form. And they really should go back to it because that was when they had their most success, was
It's an identity.
them narrowly losing in the finals.
It is an identity.
To the Stars and Brett Hull.
How tough do those jerseys look? Like they look like you have to be tough to play for them.
Yes.
You wear
Yeah,
a
they look
black
cool,
jersey,
nice.
it says don't fuck with.
But it's also like
With
the
the bison
colors,
on it?
the design,
Yeah.
the bison on it. Yes, I agree. In their other jersey, again, looks fine, but you're right. It doesn't look tough. It looks just kind of like
It's a nice looking jersey. It's a good looking jersey, but it's not the tough, nasty Dominic Hasek jersey.
yes, where you will not get anything past me type of thing, right? So, yeah, I agree. They need to wear more because they're a legit contender in the Eastern Conference. And that game kind of proved it. So that's why I wanted to highlight that. I mean, 8-7 to 15 goals. Could you imagine if we were at a game we saw 15 goals, we'd lose our freaking minds?
Oh my gosh, yeah, at that point.
4 fights.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'd just be rooting for chaos.
We'd have no shirts. I think I'd have to take my shirt off at that point.
As you can see, this is clearly not my face.
Yeah. There
Look
it is.
at that.
It's so good.
It's a nice piece.
So good.
Such a good
It's a nice
jersey.
piece.
The red eyes, like all of it, it's mean. As a mean jersey.
Yes, it is.
That's what you need.
They need to rebrand again and go back to that.
The blue and the
100%.
white's too soft.
Yeah.
I've said
Soft.
I agree.
Yes.
Soft.
Mhm.
Anything else before we move on?
Speaking of soft, after you went through your hockey thing of, there's 4 fights in this game in, the middle of March, all this stuff. I don't know if you saw Steve Kerr saying, we need to, at the NBA schedule, we got to play 10 less games. These guys are just getting too beat up with the modern pace and play and everything. It's just
soft.
I really think it'd be a better product if we play 10 less games. And meanwhile, NHL's like, we're going to move to 84 games.
We're going to play a very
we're
competitive
gonna
full
play
contact
more.
tournament
We just got off,
in the
we
middle
just got
of
off
our
the Olympics
season.
where one of the best American players who's in a playoff race with the Devils just lost his teeth. And he's still playing.
For no money, by
Yeah.
the way.
For no money there. Yeah. So the amount of money the NBA players make compared to the NHL players too, you play the same amount of games and you want less because it's too difficult, it's too hard on your bodies. My God, what a freaking pussy. I am done with
NBA
you,
is the
Kerr.
Charmin Ultra Soft League.
Yeah, they did.
Goodness.
The NBA, there's a reason their ratings have been dropping each year. It's because the product that they've chosen to put out there is subpar.
There's no physicality.
Even the people who are like basketball people, like I'm sure the great
Can't
Doug
watch
Howard would tell us, he would probably spin it as the physical freak skill that you see has never been higher, but the
Correct.
product that is being put out is almost never been lower.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad sport now. It really is.
That's why college is so
There's
much
nothing,
better.
and again, it always goes back to being player run.
Yes, the players
Everything
don't care.
does.
Like, it looks like they don't care.
They don't care at all. 20 years ago, they did. 20 years ago was great. We were all
Mhm.
NBA fans. We were all watching Kobe and T-Mac and like all these good names. All these,
Yeah.
Stevie
Where you were allowed to
Franchise,
hand check
Vince Carter,
at a minimum.
it's not even that.
The
It's
glove.
not even hand check.
Ray Allen.
Ooh, the
It's
glove.
not the fouling or how they're officiating. It's how hard they play.
Yes. There's
And
not
it's-
a lot of
and it's the
effort going on
style
out
of
there.
play, and it's the style of play they do now. Like, it used to be a clean game of like, I even college basketball a little bit. Like I watched some of the old like mid 2000s. And I'm like, man, it was a clean game. Like guys, you weren't allowed. Like there's actually more physicality if you look at it now because you're allowed to hit guys a little bit. You're allowed to put your hands like
You're
that.
allowed to have lazy defense.
It's lazy defense. That's what it is. You're allowed to do that. You weren't allowed to do that 10, 15 years ago, and you had to move your feet. And now we can't do that. So
play help guys are
putting their hands on. Exactly. So the product is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad. And to say you want 10 less games is such a joke. You're playing basketball, man. I mean, you should be able to play all day, every day.
Yeah, I agree.
This is not difficult.
But they don't train their bodies for it because they don't have to.
We didn't either, and we were rip-shit drunk when we played basketball.
Exactly.
In the Asheville summer heat.
Miles uphill both ways just to get to the damn court.
Yeah.
In snow.
Mm-hmm. You give me a hoop, a ball, and a tequila soda. Ball don't lie, baby.
Boom.
Let it rip. Day.
That was a great day.
We all played way too hard.
Way too hard. Oh my god.
But that's
no regrets.
We're a bunch of
even
bums.
with my Achilles strain.
We're a bunch of
it hobbled me for months. No regrets.
Half drunk bums, and we decided it's ingrained in our DNA that we have to play hard.
Daiquiri break followed by some barbecue fries, and then the Kentucky Derby to wrap it up.
Yeah. No, I do think the NBA recognizes they have issues, but I don't think the NBA truly wants to do.
They don't care.
Full fixing it because that still would alienate who they believe is their highest paying fan bases and the people who spend the money and all that stuff, right? So they want to almost create the facade, like what's the Dennis thing? The perception of power or the
illusion of power.
The illusion of power. That's it. They want to almost like a politician. You want to create the illusion that you are fixing something when in reality you're not doing anything. So, because if you ever fix the problem, it hurts you because now you lose your leverage, type of thing.
Correct.
So it's almost like let's make a point in a media story, in that we're doing all of this because we make so much money, right? It's almost like they've hit their tipping point and they've tipped downward because they thought of all these things, right? So normally what that leads to is a correction or an overcorrection. We'll see what happens. Right, because the big narrative is the tanking issue, right? Which is, the biggest in the NBA, even though this has existed in other sports. Other sports have kind of done this. It's just never been so blatant as we are truly making it known to everyone. We are making a conscious decision to not compete.
It's because they branded it. They put a fancy term, load management, on it, and everyone is like, "Oh, okay, yeah, load management. That makes sense." Like, of course, you don't want to gas LeBron against the Spurs, so we'll sit.
But they're not the ones. They're not the ones tanking though.
But that's my point too, though, is that it's like it's universally accepted whether you're tanking or not that we don't have to always put our A+ product on the court. It's bullshit.
And the load management is designed for teams that are going to make the playoffs, right? It's designed for you to like rest some of your guys against lower level competition or whatever and go, you know what? Like, as long as we get into the playoffs, we're fine and we get these guys back. Kind of like your Mark Stone bullshit.
Don't get me started.
That always happens.
Yeah. Or it's Belichickian type of thing.
Yeah.
We'll follow this game against the Dolphins.
And Popovich is the one that started it. He started load managing his aging stars.
Tony
Duncan,
Parker.
Parker and Manu, yeah.
And it worked out for him. And that's what it was. And now it turned into, we'll load management to tank. Like, no, that's not. That shouldn't be.
We're just not going to play. We don't want Trae Young to play for the Wizards because that was like Trae Young and Anthony Davis not going to play this year just so the Wizards can have a low enough pick that they keep their first round pick, because if it gets to
they keep their
outside the top 8, they
pick.
lose another first round pick. But if it's inside the top 8, they're
if they
guaranteed
finish
like
9th or higher.
Yes, right. They're saying to the world, we are choosing each game to not try to win, and that's an issue when you have, because they're not alone. There are probably a dozen teams in the league right now, at least, that each night are making the conscious decision to choose to not win. And so that one of their solutions in the NBA was to increase the number of teams in the playoffs. Like literally 20 teams get in. But that still was not enough to entice those teams because they were like, no, this actually hurts me because of the way they do the lottery and all the picks. This hurts me if I'm one of those 20 teams. So I'm going to make sure I'm not one of those. And I'm going to be so bad that I get that number 4 pick at worst in the draft. That's and basically it creates a cycle of we'll just keep getting it until one of those top 5 picks clicks and becomes Cooper Flag or Steph Curry or
dog shit.
That's when you talk about the integrity of sport, that's almost the biggest issue is that when you're watching an NBA game now, you're not watching the integrity of competition. You're watching it for entertainment value, right? You're watching because it's basically a different level.
Nothing else on
the Globetrotters, right? And so it's like if you want to do that they're okay with that because that makes them money, right? Like I think it'd be fun to go to a Globetrotters game. That'd be cool to see them do all that stuff, right?
I've been to a
Globetrotters game. But that's you lost all your money by betting on the
Generals.
The Generals.
Lost the Generals. I thought there were 2.
That's
by the way, Jack Caglianone, he just hit a 2-run bomb.
Wow.
Lefty on lefty crime off of Yarborough.
Wait, how far ahead of me are you? Why are you so far ahead of me?
I don't know. Usually it's the opposite. You're probably just behind.
I'm still in the bottom of the 3rd.
You paused it.
You paused it, yeah.
Line there. Because what the hell?
Is it pausing every time I click away from the tab?
Yeah, it definitely
Probably.
Is. It definitely
That's
is.
dog shit. I just watched Bobby Witt get on first with 2 outs and Gunnar came up.
Yeah, that amounted to nothing. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Who would serve their husband?
Who would slow roast a dog's asshole and serve it to their husband? You would.
All right, so that's going to bring us to our favorite segment, brought to you as always by One Legacy Title and Escrow in Jacksonville, Florida. Follow them on Instagram at One Legacy Florida and visit them at onelegacyflorida.com to see how they can help you with your next house closing. One Legacy Title and Escrow, because your legacy matters. And this week we went with our favorite supporting characters in Seinfeld, the sitcom of sitcoms.
God,
so it could not be
so hard.
Jerry, George, Kramer, or Elaine. So basically anyone outside of the main 4 would be a supporting character. Right, so who would like to start?
This was really hard. I almost proposed that we should do a snake draft for this. But like Nick, while I was waiting for you guys to get on and for us to get started, I can't tell you how much tinkering I did with my list, and I'm still not happy with it.
I'm
okay with mine.
I'm not. I don't know.
This is just another thing that we could go on and on and on about. But I'll go first. I'll get us started. So honorable mention. God, this one is so hard. Honorable mention. I'm gonna go with the Maestro. Give me Bob Cobb, the Maestro.
I mean, there are no houses to rent in all of Tuscany?
Yes, you get that good bit that comes up again later. Because that joke gets repurposed from the Seinfelds to the Costanzas, right? There's nothing available.
You know, the actor who plays Bob Cobb, the Maestro, is the dick in Animal House?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. How else would you describe him?
I mean, no, you're absolutely right, but it was just funny to hear
you.
It was funny. It was funny to hear you start saying the bad guy and then backpedal and go with Dick instead.
Because I went with it because, right, you could argue the dean is the bad guy or something, right?
Don't be crass, Nicholas.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Yeah, so I went with Bob Cobb. You get the good bit about there's nothing available in Tuscany, and nor should you keep looking. You get the Maestro bit. You get the not wearing your pants before a performance bit. I mean,
which I do for weddings I go to, by the way. I will walk around that hotel room pantsless until I have to put them on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good strategy. It's just so funny. And there's still some cultural relevance there. Like, I want to be called Maestro. Because Leonard Bernstein is the conductor of the New York Philharmonic. He can be called Maestro, but
Don't you think in social situations his friends probably just call him Lenny?
He's like, I know for a
fact
that they called him Maestro. So yeah, I had.
Said, hi Maestro, can I buy you a beer?
I got Maestro at the honorable mention spot.
Good.
Number 5, I went with an actor who was showcasing his range early on. Give me the dentist, the anti-dentite Tim Whatley. I want Tim Whatley in the 5 spot because every time Bryan Cranston comes on, it's just gold, right? He hosts the party where the Woody Woodpecker gets destroyed, right? He identifies the pencil compared to the John Voight bite mark on Kramer's arm.
No, the periodontist.
Yeah. You get the whole anti-dentite. You get the whole changing his religion for the jokes.
Only.
Adults only dentist's office, right? Because he has
let the expletives fly.
Did you see him talking with Rich Eisen about?
He said he just tried to stay out of the way.
No. It was him asking the dental hygienist or whatever for the
nitrous,
the laughing gas or the nitrous or whatever, and some guy, like it was like an electrician on a ladder or whatever, said, "Hey, like it'd be funny if you took a hit of that before you gave it to Jerry." And he was like, "You know what? That's actually a pretty good idea." So he did it, and he said Jerry couldn't stop laughing. He said they had to redo it so many times, and I guess like afterwards they were like, "Wow, that was like what a great improv! Like, how'd you think of it?" And then he like points to like electrician, he's like, "That guy did," and the electrician was like, "Yeah, I got more."
That's the scene where Jerry's dating the girl who only looks good in certain lighting, right from the Festivus episode. Yeah, where he shows up and he sees Tim Whatley in the waiting area of the restaurant. Yeah, so give me Tim Whatley in the 5 spot. Someone that my 4 spot also has some relation to happenings with the Maestro. Give me lawyer Jackie Childs. Who told you to put the bomb on? Who told you to put on the bomb? Right? Kramer gets the bomb from Maestro.
Yes.
That is the perfect parody for Johnny Cochran in every way, shape, or form, that unless like you did your research when we were coming up, I'm sure most of us legitimately thought OJ's lawyer growing up was named Jackie Childs.
I actually did a report on Johnny Cochran in middle school, and I showed up.
Who the fuck does
with
that?
the leather glove, and I ended it going, "If the glove don't fit, you must have quit." And I threw the leather glove into the people in the stands.
He died on my birthday.
You just get so much good stuff from Jackie Childs, and he's always just getting screwed by Kramer and just his awful antics. He's just constantly getting screwed out of what would amount to be millions of dollars, right? He finds a way to take down Big Tobacco, finds a way to take down Cafe Olays, finds a way to take,
Cafe Lattes.
Yeah, Cafe Lattes, and he's just constantly just being hosed by Kramer. I think, and he's just so good. Jackie Childs is just such a great character.
We'll give you free coffee at all of our stores. Plus, I'll take it. Let's wait for that plus.
Yeah. All right, number 3. I think this was the last hard pick for me. Honorable mention through 3 was a really, really tough spot, but I'm very happy with this pick. Give me Jay Peterman. I need Jay Peterman in this lineup. He's one of my absolute favorite characters, supporting cast or not. I always enjoyed having him on there. It'll always be Burma to me.
Are you an assassin?
White poet warlord in the area.
It was, the Peterman
boy sent to collect his due.
The Peterman catalog, which, is just so good. George, shout out your code, man!
His name was Costanza. He killed my mother.
Yeah, Jay Peterman was just so good. I love every episode that Jay Peterman is in. He steals the spotlight. He's so good. So good. Number 2, this is where it got very easy for me. Number 2, I think it's so easy. The de facto number 2 It's Putty. It's got to be David Putty, the face painter, the chest painter, the grease monkey, the car salesman. I mean, David Putty was so good. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've said, "Hey, why can't dip be a whole meal?"
Yes, I said that the other day to myself.
Why can't dip be a full meal?
To myself, I was thinking about that to myself because I got chips and queso at I was in South Carolina. And I was like, well, I'm watching, I got nothing to do. I'm watching a game. I got chips and queso. It's huge when you get an app by yourself. Like, why can't dip be a meal,
Well, it's always snack,
David, I think we need to break up. Oh, you're kidding. How come? The 8-ball jacket. The 8-ball jacket, right? I think that's Nick's favorite arc for Putty is the 8-ball jacket, right? Nick went on what felt like a lifelong quest to obtain that jacket when we were kids.
I will get one.
He used to look it up on eBay and in a newspaper class if we had nothing to do. Shout out Andy Hawk again. So if you have a question, you ask the 8-ball.
You gonna wear that all the time? All signs point to yes.
David Putty in the 2-hole. And then number 1, I would be surprised if this isn't both of your number 1 picks. He was a bold young cook who served our country in the Army. He's the inventor of Festivus. He is Serenity Now. Give me Frank Costanza in the 1 spot. There is no better character than Frank Costanza, right? I mean, he does such a good job. That character is so fucking good. It's insanely relatable. We every time Seinfeld comes up, we always talk about how that character is so relatable to our parents. Coming from
grandparents,
parents and grandparents and everyone who came from the Jersey, New York area. It's just, oh my gosh.
What is this? A prophylactic wrapper? I'm sitting here reading a periodical.
You want a piece of me? My George is not clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
He got that right.
What is that? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Right? I mean, Frank Costanza is just an A1 steak sauce character. And he was
all over that shuffleboard court.
And to hear the interviews that came out way afterwards that the rage and the method in which those lines are delivered was just totally off the top.
Jerry Stiller did it on his own.
Jerry Stiller never got any direction from Seinfeld or Larry David to be like, and we need you to get angry right here, right? He was just such a good actor that they trusted him to just know the character and get a feel for it and explode whenever he felt it was necessary. And it just led to such an organicness in the character and relatability and just classic humor. God, yeah. Frank Costanza in the 1-hole. I'll hang up and listen.
Well, yeah, the thing I read is that the original tapings, Jerry Stiller was not Frank Costanza.
No,
it was another actor who was a stage actor. Because Jerry Stiller had turned it down because he was doing other stuff. Not because, he didn't want to. He's just I got other stuff to do. But Larry knew that Jerry Stiller needed to do it. And they wanted him to play it, like you said, kind of subdued. And just, it snapped in him when Estelle Harris, I believe, started yelling in her shrill voice that he started to snap back. And it was just, it's almost like them riffing at each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like we need to find ways to get them in more episodes.
Yes.
What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for? Just found out his son is dead. What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for?
But the best part is you see him stewing over it the whole time on the couch. Just stewing.
I'll hate myself if I don't bring this up.
He's preparing it. He does not care why Steinbrenner's there. He's just... I'm looking for his opening to just yell at him about trading Jay Buhner 6 years ago.
Ken Phelps. All right, one of you guys, go ahead, follow that list up, please.
Speaking of that scene, I have a couple honorable mentions, and one of them is George Steinbrenner, played by Larry David.
Yes. Voiced by Larry David.
Sorry, voiced by Larry David.
Because I think that be flopping
is
and twitching.
One of the most underrated. You think that disease of his is contagious? Can't a big sign flopping and twitching? Get a calzone from Paisanos.
Costanza's in
every
the building.
every line he delivers is so good. He should go down to Cuba, get this prospect something Rodriguez, bring him back.
We're on the streets of communist, George. I'm a Yankee first and foremost.
So good.
There's so many. I mean, just the hire this man. God, there's so many.
Wasn't that
lines.
line Big Stein himself though?
No, that scene.
They were gonna have Big Stein in the show, and
yes,
they filmed like 2 scenes with him.
The silhouette looks like Big Stein. But
are we sure
Larry
that
David
line wasn't him?
No, Larry David is the one that delivers that line, 100%.
Mhm.
Go back and listen to it. That is Larry David's voice.
Listen to it many times, and I'm still not sure. You know how many times I've listened to it? I want a contest.
Okay.
For this show.
Good for you. Anyway, I think that's Larry David voicing Big Stein because they cut Stein out of that because they were like, he's so bad.
But
then Larry watched it back later and was like, he actually wasn't that bad.
It was...
Let's check the desk. That's where I heard the ticking.
Oh, a little empty calories of male curiosity, eh, Georgie? Oh, what is that thing? What is that? Is that Mother? Well, the most interesting people's people. Everybody ever heard this song? You're a heartbreaker, brew baker, feel like a man. Huh?
Sorry. Shoemaker, won't you make my shoes for free?
You kids are hip. What is this?
All right, that's your first honorable mention.
Okay.
Moving on, next one. Mr. Kruger.
Yeah, very good.
Kruger.
The apathetic, checked out boss.
Whatever.
Well, whatever. Good enough for me.
I've locked myself out of my office again. I guess I'm going home for the day.
How about George takes the flask? We're in the red or the black or whichever one's the bad.
Jesus Christ.
It says here you worked at Play Now for 6 days. That should be a 16. So me and my sons tossed all of his stuff into the ocean.
Pear-shaped loser.
All right, Kayuger. All right, he's in my honorable mention. Number 5, Kenny Banya.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's gold, Jerry. It's gold. You go to Mendy's.
Great swordfish.
Oh,
the best. Jerry, the best.
The best part is the way Jerry delivers that line. It's the best, Jerry. It's the best. And he just goes, oh, Sam.
Just so over it.
On purpose.
So I got her number. Some woman named Uma. Hope she's good looking. Ovaltine. Why do they call it Ovaltine?
I can't be dating someone who's being mentored by someone dating Banya.
Puke. That's a funny word. He's eating my laughs. Kenny Banya, great character. By the way, all of my characters appear multiple times. That was part of my criteria.
Yeah, mine too.
And I don't count appearing in the finale. Like, I don't count that as multiple times.
Because they brought everyone back, yeah.
Yeah, because they brought everyone back. All mine appear multiple times. And number 4, I'm with you, Kamala, with this one, Jay Peterman. The delivery of his lines are so damn good. The Elaine going to his house to like ghostwrite his autobiography or whatever, and he's just, wow, your place is a little less than I thought it would be. Elaine is just a place to flop. I changed my TV channels again. Just when I memorized them. I don't know what that is. Where's my damn preview channel?
That was Jay Peterman.
Feel free to throw yourself into the mix.
J. Crew, when you get to the part of my sexual exploits, feel free to throw yourself into the mix. God, Jay Peterman's such a good character.
You can take your stories, you vagabond.
I was trying to remember what he calls Kraven.
Vagabond.
Vagabond.
Sound like Yim Yam. Well, Lane, that wasn't him. That was the Yim Yam.
When he's giving the eulogy at Susie's funeral. He's like, and that one night we gave in to temptation.
Succumbed to temptation. Good thing you didn't sleep with both of them.
It's not Suze.
Susanna. But yeah, Jay Peterman.
Good pick.
What a character.
Yes.
And number 3, Newman.
Yeah.
Newman has to be in there. Every episode he is in, and he's not in that many. I think it's like a handful. It really is like 10 to 15.
20. I thought it was like 28, 26.
I don't think it's that many. But you feels like way more.
Check the master.
I got it.
Check IMDb for that.
I got it. I'm on it.
But every single episode he's in, he makes the episode so much better and so much funnier. Wayne Knight's portrayal of Newman,
Jerry.
Good.
44.
He's
No
in 44?
shot.
Wow, I thought he was in way less. But it felt like more. But every episode he's in, it makes the episode so much better.
Yes,
Newman
he wins.
A fantastic character.
He wins the episode. Yes,
Jerry Newman, you wouldn't eat broccoli if it was deep fried in chocolate sauce. But I love
Vile
broccoli.
weed.
Vile honey mustard stat.
Another round of strawberry for me and my boys.
The mail keeps coming in. The more you get out, the more it comes in. And then the barcode reader breaks. And then Publishers Clearinghouse Day.
It's ever had that high of.
Oh, I hate to be Mr. Steinbrenner not getting his stuff right now.
Oh, right. He's not going to work. Oh, right. It's raining.
I don't work in the rain. What are you talking about? It's the first one, not the rain. What absolute all-time character, Newman.
Yes.
Number 2, which this, I believe, again, Kamlo is probably spot on with this because I think it's going to be our number 2, number 1 with all of us. David Putty.
Mm-hmm.
It's in there at number 2. Yeah. The face painter.
High five.
Is one of the best episodes ever.
On the flip side.
When I tell you, I don't care for that term. No more grease monkey.
Yeah, Patrick Warburton.
Monkeys didn't take apart a fuel injector.
Patrick Warburton was just the voice of one of the voices of our generation. From Putty to Joe Swanson.
So underrated.
Yeah.
He does stand up now.
I believe it. God, I bet it's so good.
But you sit down. Yeah, because I'm getting in their head.
You stink Messier. I mean, we shout that. We still shout that at hockey games.
Yes.
You stink Messier.
100%.
It's the first thing I will yell at someone. I don't care who it is.
What is that? It's letter T.
Letter
As you can see, this is not my face. Feels like an Arby's night.
He thinks he saw the devil.
El Diablo.
Dios mío. Gotta let him know you're out there. David Putty is so good. Man, and number 1, I actually combine these. I know Kamala doesn't like it, but I combine Frank and Estelle Costanza.
I'm okay with it. I almost did the same thing. Because I'm okay with it.
I just needed to put as many characters in here. And Frank and Estelle, when they're together, I think is the best part of them just yelling, "You're not giving away our water pick!
You don't know for fashion!
For fashion!"
I took it in.
Please.
They didn't put it out.
It's very damaging to the epidermis.
Oh my God.
We're sitting there like idiots, drinking coffee without cake.
Without a piece of cake. That your father is absolutely correct.
Who would take back
a piece I have to sit like an animal.
Who would take back bread that they brought? Those people. That's who.
Mr. Ross is... Those people, that's who. While he's just staring at the table.
That's perverse.
You got a hen, a rooster, and a chicken. The hen goes with the rooster. So who's having sex with the chicken? They're all chickens. The hen has sex with all of them.
The rooster has sex with all of them.
The rooster has sex with all of them. Well, that's perverse.
Perverse.
Yes.
Going fresh. Yeah. Good list, boy.
Firestorm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done.
Mine will be very similar to the boys, I feel like. I have 2 honorable mentions. I had to include them as Banya and Watley.
Yeah.
For all the reasons.
It was so hard.
It's like Studio 54 with a menorah.
Need a little shtickle of fluoride.
Watley. And this offends you as a Jewish person? No, it offends me as a comedian. When Jerry goes into the confessional with the priest and he sits on the kneeler. The whole thing, all stemming from Watley, is great.
Have you heard about the one about Raquel Welch?
Those aren't
No, I haven't
buoys.
heard this one. Said, yada. Those aren't buoys. Give me a second.
But yes, Watley, great character. Banya, great character as the hack comedian. Stephen Heitner, I think is his name, did such a good job with Banya's character. And obviously we went over Bryan Cranston's just impeccable performance as Tim Watley. Number 5 is George Steinbrenner, like the boys said. It makes like almost laughing the second he talks because the way Larry David portrays it. It's just like it doesn't matter what he says. Right? He could be bleeding to death in the bullpen. Back to business. Well, don't tell me, George. Tell to the new assistant to the general manager. And I didn't get the job.
When you were dead, to move on.
Couldn't sit on our hands.
Like, yes, everything Larry did with Steinbrenner is so good. Number 4 is Jackie Chiles. Again, for all the things that you guys mentioned. His delivery is so good. Like, the intonation that he does.
No one had a cadence like him except for Johnny Cochran.
And the 3, like, adjectives he always gives to it. Like, it's outrageous, preposterous, whatever. Like, the way he did that each time was so good. It was so good. By the way, Jerry, they're real and they're spectacular.
It's a great
finale. Piece of big tobacco for years.
Yes, Jackie Chiles, number 4. Number 3 is Newman. I mean, for all the things that Stevie said before, Newman's character is so great. Wayne Knight is such an underrated actor. The way he's just able to do literally anything you want. Like, I believe I heard some story where it was like Jerry kept breaking when Wayne Knight would do some of these things, and Michael Richards was like, Jerry, you gotta stop. This guy's gonna die. Because like that whole scene where like the Barker reader breaks, it's Publishers Clearinghouse Day. Like, literally his face is like red, like he's putting all of this effort into it. It's like that guy, he's like, Jerry, the guy can't do that 6-7 times. You gotta stop breaking, but it's so hard.
We need to get the shot.
Wayne Knight is so good in that role, in that position. Just, yes, Newman is number 3 for me. Fantastic. Number 2 is Putty, like all you guys mentioned. Like, it's just so good. It's easy, right? Like, It doesn't seem like he's doing that much, but he is. Patrick Warburton in that role, and it's so memorable. And one of the best parts with it is just it fits. Even though it doesn't fit, it fits for being Elaine's most, quote, like, stable long-term relationship. Like, it makes the most sense because it's so ridiculous. Oh, you stole my Jesus fish. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Watch this, take that one. Well, that's Mr. Potato Guys.
Sorry, thou shalt not.
Thou shalt not steal.
Yes, the whole thing with Putty and Elaine.
Well, it's very simple. You're both going to hell. Ain't no way, man.
Like, I would like to point out when I won Seinfeld trivia by myself against an extremely crowded bar room, my team's name was Feels Like an Arby's Night. And some jackass had the audacity to out loud to everyone when they read off the name say, "That's not a Seinfeld reference. What is that?" And I just went, "Yeah, it is. Putty says
your ass."
And he just shut up.
I'm in their heads.
Exactly, that's what it was. And I went and beat everyone by myself, so they could all shove it. But that was my team name. Feels Like an Arby's Night.
Nice.
Was my name. And number 1, like you guys referenced before, is Frank. This is Frank Costanza. We're moving in lock, stock, and barrel.
We're gonna be on the shuffleboard court,
and I dare you to keep me out. Like, everything. I believe Jerry Stiller won an Emmy for his role as Frank Costanza, which again shows how good it is, because the competition that you're facing in the 90s.
Yes.
I mean, you think about like Friends and
Jason
Frasier.
Alexander never won.
Correct. I believe he's the only one in the main cast that never won an Emmy, because Niles from Frasier, and then Chandler from Friends. The late great Matthew Perry. They won all of the awards that Jason Alexander was nominated for. But it's hard. We say that now, but the job those guys did was phenomenal. Like, it's hard to like discount what they did in there.
Well, Chandler was the best part of Friends.
Exactly. Him and Joey were the best. So right, it's hard to like criticize it, but it's also when you again we're talking 30 years later at least.
There's no character like George Costanza.
Yes, you could argue he is. And now this is a little of a digression from what we've been talking about, because he's one of the main cast. But you could argue that he's the best character in that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything that he does, and he's the best actor in that show. Everything that he does. Right, so that's why it kind of gets into that like mind-boggling state, is that you can reflect back 30 plus years later on the things that he did and be like, how? This is so good. And again, it's not meant to take away from the late great Matthew Perry or I forget his name, who plays Niles, or anyone else who won any of those awards, because again, they did a fantastic job and were worthy. But man, Jason Alexander's portrayal of George Costanza is arguably the greatest acting job of that show, and one of the greatest acting jobs ever on a television series. It really is, because every little, there's so many nuances to that character that he does when you dissect it, from like his facial expressions into his tone, intonation, his inflection on what he does, his timing and delivery. It's incredible. And again, it does feel very criminal to sit there and say, man, he's the only one that didn't win an Emmy. Of all the people. Right?
But it's also kind of apropos, because he's supposed to be the Larry David character. So it is also just like the eternal kick in the nuts that is Larry David's social life.
Everybody sees me as the idiot, and I don't want to, I want to show them, I'm not just the idiot. No, you weren't the idiot. No, that's not true.
Anything else before we move on to our what to look for here?
Yeah, one thing before we move on. History was just made tonight. Miami Heat forward Bam Adebayo surpasses Kobe Bryant for points in a game by scoring 83 against the Washington Wizards.
No way. Are you serious?
That's an Onion article. It has to be.
Bam Adebayo just put up 83 against the Wizards, winning 150 to 129 in regulation.
No.
83 points, 9 rebounds, 7 3-pointers, 20 field goals made. Absolute monster performance from Bam Adebayo.
That's
incredible.
Yes.
I will say they let him take 22 3-pointers.
Yeah.
What is this score? 150 to 126. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even in overtime. That's in regulation.
Classic Wizards.
Yeah. So again, you don't want to take it. That is nuts.
You still got to, you still got to put
incredible.
Whether whoever it's against, whether it's Kobe Bryant and the Lakers needing all 81 points to win a game that they absolutely needed to win, or Bam Adebayo putting up 83 while they trounced the Wizards 150 to 129. It's still massive. I mean, congrats to the young man. That's fucking awesome.
I do like Bam Adebayo.
I do as well.
As a player, the things that he does, he's one of those guys that's like we said before, like he does things that don't show up on a stat sheet all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And so for this to be something that shows up on a stat sheet, you're right. Good for him.
That's what's so, I mean, that's amazing. That's what's so vexing about it, is that it's Bam Adebayo. That would be the guy I would think, breaks Kobe's record.
I mean, if
20 for 43 on field goals, so is slightly under 50% he shot. But that's oftentimes not always. Just sometimes it's misleading when you look at that, because right, sometimes it again doesn't always tell the full story. But I mean, like simple, you still have to make the shots. He had to make 20 shots.
Yeah, I mean that's
crazy.
That's incredible. I mean, congrats to the young man. Like I said it a couple weeks ago when we were talking about
Toledo.
When
oh my gosh, what was happening in this game? He was 36 of 43 shooting free throws. He shot 43 free throws in this game.
How does that happen?
I mean, the guy's on a heater. You got to foul him, give him the rock. He's hot. I mean, that's also Washington Wizards basketball at its finest.
I was going to say that.
But
that is...
if you remember when I talked about that docuseries Court of Gold, you get some good Bam Adebayo coverage in that docuseries as well. So go check it out. I mean, I've certainly taken a liking to him since seeing him in that docuseries about the Paris Olympics with basketball. So
yeah, I do like that. Like, good for him, because he's the grinder.
Yes, he is.
He's the hard worker.
And isn't he a guy who, like, I thought he didn't always have American citizenship, or am I wrong with that? Like he wants to play for Team USA every single time. Like, he's that type of guy who you have to keep him off the team. I know it says he's born in Newark, is what I saw, but I thought he had like the possibility to play elsewhere. But Yes,
he had the possibility to play elsewhere, but didn't want to.
Yes, he's the type of guy you win with. But man, that's an incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, it is.
Did you ever think?
Nuts. No, that's all.
No.
Like, that's what makes it that incredible. Is that? I mean, again, we I don't want to like be a poo-pooer. We talked about like the competitional integrity of the NBA is nothing. So it's like,
I mean, that the final score of that game should kind of tell you.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, like you said, boy,
you still got to make the shots.
You have to make the shots.
Yeah.
He made 20 shots. He made 36 free throws.
I almost feel like I need to watch this game back.
Yeah, I do too.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Stevie. It'll be they'll play it for they'll play the highlights for a good like 5 minutes at a time on ESPN tomorrow, I'm sure.
It'll be nonstop.
SVP will probably cover it in depth after baseball tonight.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, this is a problem.
Yeah, USA is getting trounced.
We're getting our ass kicked, and the problem is if this team doesn't beat Mexico, if Italy doesn't beat Mexico,
we're out.
You're screwed.
We're out.
Yeah.
All
right, let's go ahead and move on and wrap this up with our what to look for. Brought to you as always by VB Cookie Co. By the way, looking for the perfect way to stand out at the next event you are hosting. Well, custom cookies are a timeless way to have everyone still buzzing even after they leave. Look no further for your cookie needs than VB Cookie Co. Follow them on Instagram at VB Cookie Co. and message them to order yours today. Whether it is a bridal shower, birthday, engagement, or baby shower, their team will work with you to make all your cookie dreams come true. VB Cookie Co. for the sweetest moments. Someone give the people something to look for.
I'll go. Obviously, World Baseball is going on. Huge hockey and NBA their seasons are kind of getting towards the home stretch. But I think what I'm most looking forward to, and they've been pumping out content on the socials the last couple of days, the USA women's basketball team has a qualifying tournament. They have a game tomorrow at 5 o'clock, March 11th, and they have a game March 12th at 8 o'clock Eastern time. They'll be playing Senegal on the 11th and Puerto Rico on the 12th. I'm excited to see that because what a squad, right? We'll get to see you get Paige Beckers, you got Angel Reese, you got Caitlin Clark. I mean, the list goes on. You have just so many big names going to be on this team, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. And the jerseys are clean. I'm excited. So I think I'm probably gonna make a point to flip that on tomorrow and on Thursday.
Besides World Baseball Classic, because Italy Mexico is gonna mean a lot if we can't come back in this game. I'll definitely be tuning into that. And then obviously we've got Champ Week, which sometimes is better than the actual tournament. Champ Week is so much fun because you get the automatic tickets punched to the tournament. And we've got and it's teams you've never seen before, right? I'm watching Siena Merrimack.
What's that score, by the way?
It is 51-45 with 3:45 left. Siena's up.
Sweat that one out.
It's going to come down to the wire.
Nail biter.
So nail biter. I don't know where they're playing this game.
Bam Adebayo outscored both.
No. It's at Atlantic City. I believe that's where it is.
It's in. Oh God, that sounds terrible.
I believe it's in Atlantic City. You'd have to double check me on that.
That's brutal. But Champ Week is always so much fun. I'm a huge fan. Like when we get to see these, and then it's also my last chance to watch my Mountaineers play. Because they're going to be done. So, and you're sitting pretty there, UVA man.
Number 10 in the country.
Good about yourself. Yeah.
Number 10.
Gotta be feeling pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
All right, so I got a few things here for us. Hurricanes at Lightning, the two top teams in the Eastern Conference, will play Saturday night. That's a big game there. The Players' Championship, as Kamala said, taking place at TPC Sawgrass, which is the home of where our esteemed reporters David and Bailey Barnfind got married at TPC Sawgrass. So shout out to them and one legacy title in escrow. Then we have Selection Sunday, like the boys said, we have Champ Week, but then Selection Sunday where you get the brackets finalized and you can start to make your 7, 8, 9, 10 different types of brackets with all the ridiculous scenarios. Wild card here, a couple wild cards here. Monday night, men's college lacrosse, number 8 Syracuse travels to number 13, all the way out to Colorado.
Oh.
But Syracuse has been playing very well. There are a lot of people who think they should be ranked higher than number 8. But what's interesting is it's a Monday night game. Monday night, the only game on the slate, I believe, for all of men's lacrosse.
Is that on national TV?
I think it's ESPN Plus. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And something to look for. NASCAR is in Las Vegas. That should be fun. And the Indian Wells, the BNP Paribas, whatever it is, final at Indian Wells in the Coachella Valley. Their finals will be this weekend. Like we talk about the Sawgrass as being like the 5th major. Indian Wells a lot of times is compared to that 5th major. So that's a big tournament, big final there for the tennis world. Anything else before we wrap this debacle up and we let the people go?
No, sir.
Yeah, we just made an error and Italy just scored again.
Awesome.
Hey, Gabagool. Someone had that shirt on for the Italy team. It's like
Gatorade
powered
one?
by Gabagool. Yes. Was that like Michael Lorenzen?
I feel like there should be an asterisk. This is Italian-American team, not Italy.
No, I think it's valid because of the way they have things set up.
It's a joke, you jackass.
Go pound sand, kick rocks, boy.
You go pound
Wrap
sand.
this up. My God.
Forehead slap. Okay, so that's going to do it for us here at What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. As a reminder to follow us on all of our socials on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, and Threads at WCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio, and all that information can be found on our website, WCMEsports.com. For the boy Stephen Vesci and the man Stephen Comlow, I am the coach Nick Vesci. Don't forget to be decent to each other. Have a good one, and we will see you next time. Take care, Guatemala.